Hey doing everyone, Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch with another review. This is Hotshot Racing on the Nintendo Switch. You may have noticed that I dropped a review of Inertial Drift on the Switch also, which is another arcade racer. Honestly, the last arcade racer I really enjoyed was Horizon Chase Turbo, and all of a sudden two great races drop in 1 week. Okay, I'm giving too much away. Yes, this game is quality. Let's break it down and find out why, heading straight into the gameplay. Let's talk about those controls. If you've seen the Inertial Drift review, then that was a little bit of a departure from what I'm used to in terms of the controls, as it's a twin stick racer. This is more traditional in its control scheme, and because of that you can use the Joy-Cons to race with a friend, but more on that later. In this game it's simple: steer with the left analog stick, accelerate with ZR, and of course brake and go into a drift, so you can get some of that nice boost. Hell yes, I love that boost, and the rewards for drifting are great in that you can fill up that boost bar ready to boost past opponents when needed. This feels fast, and best of all, with 7 other opponents on track, it feels like the tracks are a little bit busier. I love the way that you can use their slipstream to also fill your boost bar, and of course you can use your car to bash into others using it as a bit of a battering ram. So you can do that, but to gain that all important advantage, but you can also cause yourself to crash. Hotshot Racing from the off reminded me a little bit of Daytona Racing with its polygon visuals, which are so cool and retro. I fell in love with that straight away, but who cares if it doesn't play well? Luckily it does. Here you get a number of modes to play, cars to choose from, and characters also. Each character has a choice of around 4 vehicles, all with their strengths and weaknesses in terms of acceleration, top speed and drift, etc. And there's 16 tracks in total, and a number of modes that you're going to enjoy here that you can pick from. If you want a quick game, you can choose single race, which is just a race where you can choose a character, car and track to race on. This is great for those quick races against a friend locally, where you can play split screen up to 4 players, which is absolutely fantastic. You can also go online and play up to 8 players. Time trial allows you to post your time on the global leaderboard, and people can then download your ghost to try and follow you. You know how much I love a leaderboard, and I got a nice bit of motivation when I posted the #1 time on the first track in the world against fellow reviewers. I'm sure you guys will take that out soon enough though. For the single player, there is Grand Prix, where you'll also race against 7 other cars in 4 races in a bid to top that leaderboard and win that trophy. Each Grand Prix has normal mode, hard and super tough mode, which you take part in for those hardcore races. The game caters for the casual and hardcore gamer, and that's just a huge amount of fun in any amount of modes you play here. In time trial, there is only 1 car on screen, but the game switches to 60 frames per second and feels ultra smooth. Unfortunately, when racing against others, the FPS goes back down to around 30 FPS or a little bit lower, but it's still nice that in time trial we have that option. Another couple of fun modes have been added, such as cops and robbers, where robbers evade the cops for as long as possible, and if cops do catch the robbers, they are converted into the police side, which is a really nice twist and was made with a superb amount of fun when you play this with friends. Drive or explode requires that you drive as fast as possible or risk exploding, which reminded me so much of the film Speed. Again, it's another nail-biting mode, which is just very fun, either alone or with friends. There wasn't much I disliked about the gameplay. It feels fast. There are options in terms of how you want to play. You can play with a friend with a couple of Joy-Cons, on the TV with 4 friends, or if you want to play online, you can play up to 8 players. So loads of options and decent fun modes here. I love the fact that you can download that ghost of the fastest player on the global leaderboard and pit yourself against them too. It allows you to learn what they did and see if you can better it, which is super addictive. In terms of visuals and performance, you either like the polygon look or you don't, and I actually like it very much. It gives you that retro vibe and takes me right back to the 90s. The cars look great and there's a ton of options to customize them, although these are only cosmetic and do not make the car any faster or handle better. Each time you win a race, you'll gain cash, which you can spend on modding cars and even buying different skins for the 8 drivers, which all have their own personality. Handheld mode plays great too, and it's a great game to play on the move. What I also love is the differing viewing angles that you have when you play the game. I honestly had more fun in first person view rather than controlling the vehicle in third person perspective, as I found the game seemed faster, but also the vehicle in my view was more controllable. The audio is quality all the way through. I love the little touches of each character having their own voice, and they have little snippets when you drive with them. All are quite funny and gives that little character to the game. I also love the over-the-top announcer, which gives it that even more arcade feel. The music tracks and sound effects suit this game absolutely perfectly. Hotshot Racing in the UK is $15.99 and $19.99 in the US and EU, but you can get 20% off if you do pre-order, which is a super price for this game. There are loads of fun to be had here with friends online or locally, with plenty of options as I've said before, and then there are those leaderboards, so there's just a huge amount of replayability. Honestly, I didn't get bored very quickly with this one. In terms of my verdict, before we get into that, if you are new here, if you consider subscribing to our channel, that would be absolutely fantastic. Would love to see you again on our next video. Hotshot Racing is hot, a more traditional arcade racer, which is pure fun to play for both casuals and hardcore players alike. There are options here for everyone, and with this inertial drift out also this week, you are honestly spoiled for choice, as both offer some quality arcade thrill racing. Again, easy to recommend, and this one for me, an absolute top-notch game, an 8.5 out of 10. And don't ask me which one I would pick, because they're both good in their own ways. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen my inertial drift review, then check it out. I'll put a link in the top right hand corner. And as I said, if you are new here, then consider subscribing. We do many reviews like this one on the Nintendo Switch, and also we put out lists every Sunday and Monday usually, letting you know the best bargains on the Nintendo eShop, and also all the physical games that are being released, along with many reviews like this. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. We really do appreciate your time. I'll see you again on the next one.